Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Jane and in this channel we talk about fragrances. For returning viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for your continued support. Please do consider clicking on the subscribe button below if you haven't already. With the passing on of Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, I was inspired to feature the fragrance house Penhaligons. It was after all the Duke of Edinburgh who awarded Penhaligons its second royal warrant in 1956. Penhaligons is an old British-owned perfume house established in 1870 by namesake William Penhaligon, a barbershop owner. He created his first fragrance in 1872 called Blenheim Bouquet. I believe this is one of the forerunners of fougere-type fragrances or the so-called barbershop fragrances. His sons, who inherited the business as well as the perfumery skills, proceeded to create more perfumes in this fragrance genre. One of them is in this scent library that I am reviewing today. What introduced me to the brand is this scent called Luna. Ever since I've discovered Luna from reviewing Heart Evangelista's fragrance favorites about 2 months ago, I have been curious and wanting to sample more from Penhaligons. Finally, I got hold of this scent library, a collection of 10 fragrances in 2 ml dabbers. I believe this is the older version. I think they came out with a new one this year with a slightly different set of fragrances in, and they were in spray samples as opposed to these dabbers, if you'd like to check that one out. This set comes in a tin box like so. So the scent in here comes in feminine, a mixture of feminine and as well as masculine leaning fragrances and unisex ones. It has a tiny brochure over here where you can read a little bit about the fragrance samples inside. From among the fragrances in here, I've sampled 2 before, so that's Luna and Impressa. I will leave a link of the videos where I've talked about them previously. I guess it makes sense to start off with fragrances from this library that I'm most familiar with. So I'll be starting off with Luna. So this is from the Signatures collection. This is named after the moon goddess Luna. This is marketed towards unisex, but actually to me this leans very, very feminine. This comes in Eau de Toilette concentration. So this is a very sparkling, citrusy, aromatic opening. The juniper berries in here, the juniper berries gives this a boozy, gin-like quality that comes through very, very distinctly towards the middle, paving the way to lovely, lovely florals in the heart. The florals in here are a pleasant mix of some white florals, a fresh rose, but nothing too much of any one note coming through. This gets sweeter, yet still very, very much demure as this dries down. To me, this is a very lovely scent which develops. I love the way how it develops as it warms up in the skin. This is full bottle worthy in my opinion. So unique and lovely, very, very much appropriate for daytime, tropical climate. Overspray this a little bit and you're set for a romantic night out. So that's Penhaligons Luna. Another fragrance that I've sampled before for a previous video is this one called Empressa, coming from the Trade Roots collection. This is very, very reminiscent of Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, about 90% similar. It's that similar. This is your orange blossom rose patchouli combination coming in an eau de parfum concentration. So if you find Coco Mademoiselle a little too thick, a little too heavy, or headache inducing, try this one out. This has a smoother orange blossom opening, lighter on the patchouli as well. You can overspray this in the daytime. This would be great for everyday office environment. Despite being an eau de parfum, this doesn't last as long as Mademoiselle. I recommend that you bring a little mini to respray during the day. So that's Empressa from Penhaligons. There are 2 rose-centric scents in this collection. So this one, the first one is from the Signature collection. This is called Elizabethan Rose. So this is a modern take on rose. This is your fresh, very green kind of rose scent. This reminds me a lot of Flora Botanica by Balenciaga. So if you like Flora Botanica, chances are you're going to love or vibe with this scent as well. This iteration of rose perfume, while unique, is quite challenging, especially for me. So there's something about the mixture of the green notes, the vegetal notes in this, plus the rose accord that sort of throws me off. This one is lovely, it's just not for me. So this is very linear. It's the very same scent from start to end. This also lasted quite a long time on me. I've oversprayed this one though, but the scent stuck on my clothes for a whole day. So that's Penhaligon's Elizabethan Rose. This next one comes in this light pink juice. So this one is called Duchess Rose. So the Coveted Duchess Rose, this one comes from the Portraits collection, the collection that comes in heavier bottles, topped with polished metal heads of animals inspired by the characters they represent. So for the Coveted Duchess Rose, I believe this comes in with the head of a fox. So I think the characters in this collection are quite interesting. They're related, I believe. So this collection is also a little on the pricey side. So anyway, this is your traditional take on rose, in between fresh and jammy type of rose scent, I would say, with a dry, woody, and musky base. Nothing groundbreaking in my opinion. This pleasantly sits close to the skin despite being an eau de parfum. You'll need to respray this throughout the day. I like this rose offering better than the Elizabethan Rose, but well, as you know, it's purely out of preference. So if you like rose-centric scents, this one's for you, the Coveted Duchess Rose from Penhaligons. We are now going into the more unisex direction. So this one is called Juniper Sling. This also comes from the Signature collection. This is your bright, sparkling, almost aldehydic, citrus aromatic, spicy, woody scent. The juniper berries in this gives off a more sparkling facet rather than the usual gin-like quality. So this is a very refreshing type of scent. This is great for high heat. For the humidity, this keeps you smelling fresh all day despite becoming all sweaty in the heat and humidity. This is unisex but slightly feminine leaning to my nose. It's a delight to respray. As you can see, I've almost run out of this 2 ml dabber, so I would tend to respray this the entire day. This is not best for lasting, but then again, this is an eau de toilette concentration, so it really won't last so long. In my opinion, this is lovely for tropical climate like here in the Philippines. I think I might add this to my full bottle worthy list. So this is Juniper Sling from Penhaligons. Another one from the Signatures collection going into the unisex direction is this one called Quercus. This is an eau de cologne, and Quercus is Latin for oak or oak tree. So this particular scent reminds me a lot of CK1, if you're familiar with that scent. This is maybe about 95% similar. This has that cologne-y, citrusy, woody character, very fresh, very clean, leans a little bit masculine, but totally unisex in my opinion. I personally enjoy wearing CK1 a lot before. So this is a little more sophisticated smelling than CK1, very slight hint of white florals in the middle, but generally really that citrusy, woody kind of scent throughout the life of this perfume. This is great, another great scent for a really hot, sweltering day out. This will keep you smelling fresh the whole entire day. You will definitely need to respray this, being an eau de cologne. So this is not really expected to last as well. So if you love CK1, do check this out for a more elevated vibe. So this is Quercus from Penhaligons. The last 4 in this scent library is marketed towards male as well. So this first one is called Blenheim Bouquet. So this is also coming from the Signatures collection. Remember earlier I talked about a perfume which was created by one of the descendants, one of the sons of William Penhaligon. So this is the one. So this was first created in 1902 by the son of Penhaligon for the Duke of Marlborough, whose seat is a country house called the Blenheim Palace. I guess that's how this one got the name. So this is your classic fougere or barber type fragrance going into the citrus direction. Traditionally, fougere fragrances are very clean smelling with a grassy hay-like undertone. The notes on this are lavender, lemon and lime, pine, black pepper, and musk. Apart from the citruses, I get a lot of ginger accord in this, although not listed in the notes. More like a candied ginger, that is like a ginger chew if you are familiar with those types of candy. So this is marketed towards men, but I personally really enjoyed wearing this scent. I don't know, I think that ginger note plus the citrus is a bit of an allure to me. So this also did so well in high heat. The day that I tested this out was a very hot, humid day. So you have to overspray this to prolong the experience, as this is quite short-lived and fleeting. This is of course in eau de toilette concentration, so you don't really expect this to last. So if you like fougere type fragrances, this one is for you. This is called Blenheim Bouquet from Penhaligon. This next one is called Endymion. I hope I'm saying it correctly, but Endymion is the most handsome son of Zeus, said to be the consort of Luna, the moon goddess. So Endymion, this perfume comes in with the perfume concentration. So this one is giving me a sort of a Dior Sauvage kind of vibe. They're not exactly the same, but I believe they are in the same scent category. This is another one of those men's perfume with a lot of notes in, but this is generally fresh and woody. An updated fougere type of fragrances that I would love to smell on a man. I don't get the coffee note in these. The leather, sandalwood, and all the spices, they are so well blended together that none of the notes scream at you. This is a very versatile male perfume in my opinion. You can dress this up, dress this down, depending on your needs. This can be worn year-round, particularly here in the tropics. I cannot comment on the longevity since I haven't worn this perfume, but do let me know if you're a fan of this perfume. So this is Endymion by Penhaligon. This next one comes in this light olive green kind of juice color. So this one is called The Tragedy of Lord George. This is in Eau de Parfum concentration, another one from the Portraits collection. So this one to me is unmistakably a masculine scent. This smells of a rich aristocratic patriarch living in maybe a luxurious palace. I think this was what Penhaligon was going for. So Lord George being the head of the Portraits family. So this is another one, as I've said, from the Portraits collection, topped with the head of a stag. I think I really like the antlers on the head of this. So this smells of woods soaked in boozy rum accord, maybe some leather or tobacco in there, but they were not really listed in the notes. This has some vanillic nuances picking through from the tonka and a little resinous from the amber, giving this an exquisite masculine elegance. This is definitely a cold weather perfume, very warm and cozy, somewhat dark in the opening but lightens up a little bit and becomes more inviting towards the mid to the dry down. This smells of an opulent boss who you initially thought was unapproachable but totally kind-hearted once you get to know him. Again, I can't comment on the longevity since I haven't personally worn this perfume. So if you have experience with The Tragedy of Lord George from Penhaligon, do write them down in the comments below. Penhaligon threw in an oud-containing fragrance in the form of this perfume called Halfeti from the Trade Roots collection. So this comes in an eau de parfum concentration. This is marketed as unisex. So as I've said, this contains oud and other heavier notes like leather, some cedarwood and sandalwood, giving this a masculine touch, while the vanillic sweetness with tonka plus some amber touches gives this a feminine edge. At the same time, this is totally unisex in my opinion. This is straight up cold weather scent, most definitely appropriate for 4-season climates. So I don't think I will ever pull Halfeti off even in the coldest months here in the tropics. This is simply too thick for the humidity that we get around here for the entire 12 months. So do let me know how this performs if you've ever tried this out or own this yourself. I've only dabbed a sample of this on my skin in the arm. I dare not spray this on, or I likely have to wash this off on me very quickly. Perhaps when we get a chance to travel again after this pandemic, I'll be bringing this sample along to try in colder weather. So this one is called Halfeti from Penhaligons. What do you think about the fragrances in this collection, guys? I do want to say that sample them before buying. These are on the mid to pricier side of the fragrance spectrum, so you have to get one of these samples before you commit to a bottle, just in case you don't really vibe with the scent in the end. So some of these scents are also reminiscent of perfumes that you might already have in your collection, and then so it's going to be redundant to own another bottle of this. So for me, the full bottle worthy scents among this bunch is definitely Luna and perhaps Juniper Sling, but that's basically based off of my personal preferences. So let me know what your favorites from Penhaligons. You guys, let me know if you're sampling them at the moment as well, and if you have a favorite, do write them down in the comments below. And so I thank you guys for joining me today. Please don't forget to comment, to like, to subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified in the future. I will see you guys in my next video. Stay safe and fragrant. Bye!